Welcome to Derby Gym at Clemson. It's going to be a big orange night with ACC Volleyball on a Friday as the Clemson Tigers host the Syracuse Orange. Hi, everybody. Fred Cunningham along with Sarah Gildersleeve. Clemson back home after a weekend away, and they lost that tough 5-setter against Duke back on Sunday.
That they did. That was a tough one. They've had a lot of 5-set matches, so a lot of games under their belt. They're going to face a team in Syracuse that was picked last in the ACC, but has been a big surprise thus far at 5-3 in the ACC. So I'm excited to see how they come out here and compete on a Friday night.
Syracuse comes off a victory against North Carolina. They're going to depend on Polina Shemanova. She's going to be all over the floor.
Yes, she is. Shemanova is someone that they're going to consistently lean on, whether it's in the front row or the back row. 4.11 kills per set and 3.53 digs per set. She is a veteran leader, a graduate student in her 5th year at Syracuse. We're going to have a lot of fun calling her here this evening.
Appropriately on the eve of a big football showdown between these two schools, Clemson's quarterback on the floor, McKenna Slavic.
That's right, McKenna Slavic, another veteran on the court. She is their setter. She has been since she put on the Clemson uniform her freshman year. 10.04 assists per set, 2.25 digs. As you said, she's the quarterback and she's able to get it done night in and night out, leading her Tigers.
Sarah's keys to victory tonight. We start with the orange.
Yeah, for Syracuse, we want to see them expose the Clemson block. The Clemson block is ranked last in the ACC, so that's a big area for them to key in on and then dominate on the pins. They have some really impressive pins that we'll get into as the match goes on. And so to really dominate those pins, because Clemson has some strong pins for themselves.
As far as what the Tigers need to do to get a victory after losing a couple last weekend.
Yeah, we keyed on Shemanova and how impressive she is. Clemson's really going to have to serve tough, so she's able to be out of system when she's taking those swings, and they aren't able to establish their offense. And for Clemson, we want to see them establish their offense, able to run that middle early, help open up the block, and help really spread that offense around. Spread that offense around for McKenna Slavic, who, as you noted, is the quarterback of this Clemson team.
Good look right there, number 24, Cameron Hanna, and the Tigers getting ready to get underway against the Orange. For all of our talk about orange, these teams tonight have come dressed in their secondary colors. There is Syracuse. They're going to be wearing the blue tonight. They're going to be on the right side of your screen. Clemson is wearing purple with some white trimming as well. So we are ready to go on a Friday night. Tigers and Syracuse. The Orange lead the all-time series 12-3. They've won the last 10 meetings between these schools. So we'll see if the Tigers can break a couple of streaks here tonight, as right in the middle of your screen, that is Naomi Franco, number 17. We'll be talking about her a lot in this one. Syracuse will serve to put it into play, and on a Friday night at Derby Gym, we're underway. And you can see the set by Slavic may have been a little too tall, maybe the mistimed attempt there by Colleen Finney, and the first point goes to the Orange.
Yeah, kind of an odd first point there with that let serve. And it looked like Slavic's trying to run a pretty fast tempo out there to Finney.
Riley Hoffman serving for Syracuse. Big kill right there for Cameron Hanna, and the Tigers are on the board for the first time.
Cameron Hanna is someone that Slavic's going to want to get established early. She's such an impressive offensive threat and someone that can really rack up the kills.
There is Clemson's coach, Jackie Simpson-Keir, in her second season. Of course, she's been with the school since 2017 as a player, a 2-time All-American setter at the University of Wisconsin. Big swing and a kill for Syracuse, and that's Naomi Franco, who we talked about.
Franco is extremely impressive on the right side, really athletic, a lefty, as they often are on the right side, so we're going to see a lot of big swings out of her.
Shemanova serving, and it goes long. Service ace, knots thing up at 2-2.
Just long there on a really aggressive serve from Shemanova.
Devin Taylor comes into this contest tonight. She's 3 digs away from 700 for her career. She will certainly get that in no time, and very quickly another service error hands it right back to Hughes.
just long on that serve as well.
Raina Hughes, 6'1" freshman from Williamstown, New Jersey, serving it. Big kill there by Colleen Finney. She got that one across.
Yeah, Colleen Finney has really had a lot of offensive firepower over the last few games. As we see her come around and hit that 2-ball, she is a really versatile offensive threat for the Tigers.
Slavic very quickly, although a great dive in the back line. Give at least some credit to Syracuse for even able to get that swing. Let's take a look at Viktoriia Lokhmanchuk. We'll be talking about her a lot. But a great dig on the back line by Shemanova, just to give them a chance at it. Point for the Tigers, back-to-back. They had not led, but now they've got a little run going. They're up 5-3.
It's a nice job from the Tigers, mixing up these serves, doing a nice job of keeping the orange out of system thus far.
Ani Clark. Tigers' run continues. They put 4 straight on the board.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier with really trying to establish this offense and being pretty diverse. So that way we see Slavic getting the middle involved early and Ani Clark just throwing that ball down.
Franco stops the Clemson run. As you take a look there at the first-year coach for the Orange, Bakir Giannis Arntinen. Came over from Temple. He was there for a number of seasons, 11 in fact, had 4 straight 20-win campaigns. Starting back in 2014, he's a former assistant coach at West Virginia, now running the Syracuse program. Tigers scrambling to keep the point alive. A couple of nice efforts there after some big swings by the Orange. Best point of the match so far. And an errant swing by the Orange gives the point to the Tigers. Maybe a little bit more patience needed there for Arena Jobert.
Yeah, just a little bit. Hit that one off her elbow. Not going to be where she's traditionally attacking the ball. Got excited about that overpass.
7-4 Clemson. Mia McGrath with the serve. Not going to stop it that time. That is Lokhmanchuk, 6'5" senior. Second on the team in kills coming in.
Yeah, watch this angle from her. Really impressive. Devin Taylor maybe just need to take one more step outside that Tiger block. That's a tough swing.
Lokhmanchuk will serve. Slavic with a beautiful setup for Ani Clark.
It's a big swing there from Ani Clark. She's pretty good off of one foot, and we see why. Nice swing down the line off of the shoulder or chest of the Orange libero.
Clark 2 for 4 on swings so far tonight. She leads the regulars in hitting coming in just below 300. Slavic trying to set up for a swing for McGrath, but McGrath puts it in the net, and it's 8-6.
Yeah, the freshman McGrath looked like she was trying to run a Bick there, which is a pretty fast tempo pipe set, so middle back attack there. Just mistimed it a little bit.
And a service error coming right out of that. That's Alyssa Burt, grad student out of Oklahoma City, a transfer from Colorado State. Second service error of the set for the Orange, and Clemson leads 9-6. Great dive by Taylor. The swing goes just outside the effort by Jason Bamas, the freshman from Spokane, Washington.
Tough swing there. Tried to take a little bit off, tried to hit a little bit more of a roll shot, and just hitting it just wide.
Riley Hoffman to serve for Syracuse. Not going to stop Cameron Hanna that time.
See it here again, nice swing down the line on really a one-on-one block. So able to establish that offense, spread out the offense is going to keep that Syracuse block on their toes. We're going to see a lot of one-on-one matchups for the Tigers.
Hanna's second kill. And the point will go to Syracuse off the effort by Naomi Franco.
Yeah, I called the Tigers in the net here, number 5, but it was still in regardless.
10-8 opening set. That's one of those crazy things that you have to deal with when you play at Clemson. You could see the effort by Lokhmanchuk to try to get that dig out. It hit off the ceiling, the low ceiling you have here at Derby Gym, and it came straight down. You get a good look at it here.
Yeah, this is a perfect angle. See that ceiling tile pop up. I think it's the 3rd time we've hit the ceiling thus far this evening.
And a service error as it goes long, and the point goes to Syracuse, and it's 11-9.
Yeah, Devin Taylor trying to serve pretty deep, a really strong server for the Tigers.
Brianna Hughes, the server for Syracuse. Good dig in the back by Lokhmanchuk. But the point still goes to the Tigers.
Yeah, not seeing the cleanest volleyball thus far from the Orange as they try and settle in on this away trip to Derby.
The point goes to Syracuse. Naomi Franco coming through, went off the hands of what looked like Ani Clark and didn't stay in bounds. And
yeah, Ani Clark just a little bit late on that block. And oftentimes when you're late and just trying to reach, your hands aren't in the best position, so able to be used.
he caught the net, and it still was enough to get over for Riley Hoffman. Sometimes the net can be your friend, and it was just, it placed it perfectly in front of a diving effort by the Tigers back line. And she follows that up with an effort into the net. Actually, that was Lauren Woodford on the serve. There she is, number 9, senior out of Edina, Minnesota. We've kind of gone back and forth. Seems like the Tigers have consistently held that 2-point edge here.
I've seen a number of service errors thus far midway through the game.
5 in total, 3 of them by Syracuse. Hanna hustles it back over. Not stopping that time. That's Lokhmanchuk.
Lokhmanchuk, 6'5", great angle. Inside the 10-foot line here, tee to tee with minimal effort. Very impressive swing there.
Now she's going to serve. She's 8th in the ACC in aces. Very quick move and a quick point there by the Syracuse to get that point. Take a look there at Bree Walt, number 13.
See a nice little dump here from Woodford, the setter. They run a 6-2, so their setters aren't able to be too offensive, but when they can snag a kill, they will.
First set tied again. Ani Clark goes long, and now the Orange have a run going, and they've gone back in front. It's 14-13.
Yeah, just didn't quite connect very well, did Slavic and Clark. So it might have been a little bit too low for a tall player in Ani Clark.
Lokhmanchuk's serve. Not denying Ani Clark that time. She gets the point across, and we're tied again.
You can see Ani Clark here again on this slide using Shemanova there on that left hand.
Ani Clark to serve. You saw her out of the Chicago area from Wheaton. Too long on that one, and yeah, we've seen a lot of service errors so far. And we have a stoppage of play. Opening set at Jervey. Syracuse up by 1. Coach Bake, after coming out of the timeout, his team has a lead right now at 15-14. Just about as even as you can be right now. Both teams, neither one hitting particularly great so far. Tigers at 143 to 130 for Syracuse. Each school with 7 kills, each team with 3 service errors. Cameron Hanna coming out of the timeout. Looks like she missed down the line. That's the official call there, and it's a point to Syracuse.
Let's see if this actually missed out. I'm not sure. We aren't going to see a challenge, so we'll never know.
16-14 Qs. Once again, another big swing by Hanna, and once again, she misses long this time.
That's a tough one there from Hanna. We're going to see another quick timeout here from the Tigers before this lead gets too far out of hand.
Right now, Syracuse on that 3-0 run. Here's another look at that last point. That one, yep, that was out by about a foot.
Yeah, and that's a tough one. She was one-on-one, so Cameron Hanna would oftentimes be winning that battle when it's a one-on-one block there. I think that set might have come out just a little bit too hot from Slavic, but it was a nice push regardless.
Kind of in that danger zone right now as far as letting a set get away from you. Clemson had a 4-point run early on to take the lead that they held consistently, but Syracuse now on their own 3-0 run coming out of a timeout, and they've been able to go up by 3. Orange coming in 9-9 overall, as you can see, 5-3 in the ACC. Clemson at 11-9 and 2-6 overall. Pretty good start for Syracuse this season, especially in ACC play.
Absolutely. I mentioned in our opener that they were picked last, so expectations were low for the Orange, and they have definitely surpassed that and are having a really great ACC season this far. Coach took over a pretty tough situation. Probably highlight that a little bit later, but had just 6 players when he took over in June. And that is 2 months away from volleyball season, so he was able to add an additional 5. And they've been pretty impressive in ACC play, but when you have a veteran like Shemanova, easy for the other players to rally around.
The Orange started 4-0 in conference, then lost 3 in a row. Then they were at North Carolina on Sunday and won in 5 sets. So they come in here with a winning record in the conference by 2, so up 2, I should say, at 5-3 overall. So coming out of the timeout, let's see if Clemson can break that momentum. Syracuse will serve Alyssa Burt. There's a good look at her.
She saw Asia Daly sub in for Cameron Hanna.
And a service error coming right out of the breaks of the point to the Tigers. 4 errors now on serve with 1 ace so far for Syracuse. Slavic will serve for the Tigers. There's a big block, but it's going to be a point to Syracuse, as you can see, on the effort by Clemson.
And you see, yeah, Bamish just wasn't there for that. Way off the net. Shemanova, a veteran player, and has a really heavy arm, so she's really going to be able to expose when those hands aren't placed well in front of her.
Yeah, Bamis was there, but couldn't keep it on the other side of the net. So it's a point to Syracuse, 18-15. And another point for Syracuse again. I'll tell you who's really having an excellent opening set is Naomi Franco. Give Franco 5 kills in 5 swings, and it's 19-15.
Yeah, can't do much better than that. She is impressive out there on the right side.
Franco comes in. She had 14 kills in that victory Sunday. Looks like maybe a miscommunication there by the Tigers, but it's not a good time for it. It was between Bamas and Finney, and now another timeout taken by the Tigers, as Syracuse has opened up a 5-point lead at 20-15.
Yeah, we're starting to see Syracuse kind of settle in, able to run a nice offense, some great passing there out of the back row, and then keeping Clemson out of system. And right now, they're just not connecting on the offensive side for the Tigers. Slavic's trying to run this offense, but her hitters aren't quite where she's putting the ball, so that's why we're seeing this orange lead start to pull away.
Clemson last weekend, they went to Georgia Tech and were swept down there, not surprising, against one of the better teams in the country. They lost a really frustrating 5-setter against Duke on Sunday. They were actually up 2-1, and then fell 25-20 and then 15-9 in that decisive set. That's got to be frustrating for a young team.
Absolutely, and yeah, they are a young team, so some of those points that you think you'd be able to potentially score, or matches you think you might be able to potentially close out, sometimes that immaturity shows just a little bit. But again, this Tiger team has so much potential and so much athletic talent. When they put it together, they look like a really impressive team. We just haven't been able to see them put it together for complete matches too often thus far in ACC play.
A couple of 3-0 runs by Syracuse has them up by 5 at 20-15. They are currently on a 3-0 run, and there's a look at Naomi Franco. And she's had a big opening set so far. .63 junior from Fayetteville, Georgia. That swing by the Tigers stays in, and the Tigers get a huge point there. Asia Daly, wow.
Yeah, she chuckled a little bit after. Yeah, you see her, she's laughing a little bit about that swing because she definitely mishit it, but mishit it perfectly. So able to score for the Tigers.
You don't get extra points for trajectory, so.
That's true. No style points.
Can't handle it there. Tigers get back-to-back points. Mia McGrath, the freshman, coming through.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed watching Mia McGrath play thus far this season as just a freshman, 6 rotation player, doing a really nice job for the Tigers.
Anna Renwick, the junior out of Spartanburg, played Dorman, the serve for Clemson. Great dig in the back by Renwick. And back-to-back kills by McGrath. And the Tigers have now reeled off 3 in a row to draw back within 2.
You see a nice swing here from McGrath. That set was just a little bit too far out. We saw her readjust her feet and then not be afraid to attack that block.
Now Syracuse, Coach Bake says, all right. They're going to take a quick timeout here to try to stop a Clemson run. They've scored 3 in a row to climb back with it.
I actually think the Syracuse coach is challenging a net call potentially. I didn't see it, but
yep, here we go. We got our first challenge. Will be our first replay.
Which is a timeout of sorts, these challenges. Sometimes they can be pretty long.
We're going to get an opportunity to see the same angles. As it stands right now, it's 20-18. So here we go.
Yeah, see that net bounce.
Just maybe, did McGrath just catch it maybe with her left wrist?
Yeah, on her way down there. Good catch there.
So it's a good challenge for Syracuse. Big call right there and a big challenge, because instead of being down by 2, Clemson's deficit now 4 at 21-17.
Yeah, this year the challenge rule has changed and each team gets 2 challenges, but if you get it right, you keep it, whereas previously if you got it right or wrong, you lost your challenge. So you can use them and get them correctly. They're there to use.
Big block. Lokhmanchuk.
Yeah, big 6'5" blocker. She's not someone you're going to want to tip against. Those long arms are going to take a while to get back below that net. She's able to throw that tip right back down.
Yep, just tops it down with the right hand. 22-17. Tigers get a point back. Draw within 22-18. That is Bamas.
This is a great save here from Slavic. This ball was going over the net. Then Bamas able to show her athleticism to be up and trust that Slavic's going to give her that ball. Great swing.
Good look at Jason Bamas. That was a miss hit on the back line by Syracuse. It looked like Shemanova was blaming herself on that one. But the Tigers deck still showing some life at 22-19 as Devin Taylor will serve, the sophomore from Spring, Texas. Going right down the middle for the point. That's Shemanova. The all-time Syracuse leaders in kills. She broke a 22-year-old record earlier this season.
Yeah, and you can see why. They find her whether she's in the front row or the back row. There we saw a great middle back swing there from Shemanova.
Another service error by the Orange. Raina Hughes put it in the net. That's now 4 service errors, although Syracuse still maintaining the lead, 5 service errors at 23-20. They set up for Franco, but her swing goes long, and Clemson fighting their way back in this set. And a quick timeout on the floor is going to be taken here. At 23-21, you take a good look there at number 17, Naomi Franco. So Clemson gets a little run going to get back into it. Still pretty loose on that Orange bench, as you can see.
Yes, they are. I think when you have such a small roster, they have 11 athletes on their team. You have to be pretty tight-knit and have to be pretty loose in order to sustain such a long, tough season that is ACC volleyball these days.
Polina Shemanova, as I mentioned, she's the all-time kill leader for Syracuse. Leads the team in kills this season, coming in with 288. Also leads them in kills per set and digs. You know, we talked about this at the top. She's going to get all over the floor. She's an outside hitter, but she's just so active.
Mm-hmm.
They use her, they use her pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, they really do. She's a phenomenal athlete and just has such a high volleyball IQ, as we see that number. 1,733 kills coming into tonight. That's from 2018, as you mentioned. That's a 22-year record that she was able to break. To see her have some fun.
First Syracuse player to go above 1,700. She had quite a match in that victory Sunday in Chapel Hill. She had 21 kills and 19 digs. That's a pretty healthy double-double, even in a 5-setter.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been fun to watch throughout her career.
Orange lead, 23-21, opening set at Clemson. And another point, and now it's several match points coming up. Bree Walp comes in at a big moment.
Yeah, great swing there from the middle, and Walp, nice cutback shot. You see her take that, her arm swing finish across her body. Great swing from the middle.
Walp's first kill comes at a big time, so it's now set point number 1 as Woodford will serve for Hughes. Great dig. keep the point alive. Taylor setting up McGrath. Point goes to the Tigers as that attempt at a block goes out of bounds. So here's McGrath at 24-22. Asia Daly back into the lineup, number 7 in the front line for the Tigers. And that is Daly, and they just in. What a big point there, and the Tigers have drawn back now within 24-23.
And that is a great swing from Asia Daly, and that 5-6 seam, really tough to defend, and a nice hard-driven ball there.
She's got 2 saves, 2 kills now, I should say. Another set point for Syracuse. But the opening set goes to the Orange, and their last 2 points coming from Bree Walp, and she came through in a big moment there. So Clemson fought their way back into it, but on that second set point, it goes to Syracuse. 1 set done at Jervey on a Friday night. Q's up by a set. Number 1 against Clemson, 25-23. Bree Walp getting the last couple of points across for the Orange. The first set numbers and is pretty close.
Absolutely, almost really as close as you can get aside from that hitting percentage. I really think both teams just were trying to figure each other out, kind of like that chess match. See what works, see what doesn't work. We saw a number of errors in that first set, so I think we're going to see a cleaner match here, a cleaner game here in the second set. Again, as you mentioned, very even, 12 kills apiece, 1 block apiece, 1 ace apiece. Then that hitting percentage going Syracuse's way. And that's really the difference in the match thus far. Just 2 points in that first set, so we'll see how both these Orange teams are able to come out here in the second set, clean it up just a little bit.
A couple Orange teams, though, were in the darker colors tonight, as we mentioned. They've switched sides, so you're going to have Syracuse is going to be on the left side of your screen. They're in the blue with the orange numbers, and the Tigers, as you can see, they are wearing purple tonight. Purple jerseys with white numbers and white on the shoulders. So here we go, set number 2. Syracuse taking that first one. It was a lot of runs, short runs, but lots of 3-0 and 4-0 runs by both clubs. And coming out of the start of the first set, or the second set, I should say, Anna Renrick with the error for the Tigers off the serve. That's 5 service errors for Syracuse so far and 4 for Clemson. Shemanova, the star, will serve. That was a heck of an ace right there.
Yeah, Shemanova has a really heavy arm in the front row. And she has an equally as heavy arm in the back row with this nice topspin serve that she has.
That one goes long, and the point goes back for the Tigers. That's an unusual style of serving, though. I don't see it that often to throw it that high.
Yeah, you don't see a jump topspin serve that often, but when you do, they're fun to watch, that's for sure. And hers cuts pretty well as well, which makes it pretty tough to pass.
There's Devin Taylor, who's got 700 career digs as of the first 3 she got tonight. There's Naomi Franco again. Franco has 6 kills now. We came in tonight talking about Shemanova and Lokhmanchuk, and it's Franco that's really been the big hitter tonight, at least so far.
Yeah, Franco doing a really nice job on the right side, really mixing up those swings too.
Right in the middle, and they set it up nicely for Bree Walp. Transfer from North Florida, grad student, 6'2", out of Portland, Texas, and she's given this team a nice lift here in the end of set number 1, and here she is in set 2.
That's a great swing there from Walp.
And that's just a miss hit right there by the Tigers, and it's a big start for Syracuse in set number 2. They jump out 5-1. Raina Hughes to serve. Jackie Simpson-Kier trying to get things settled back for her team. And there's coming through. We talked about her a lot tonight. McGrath coming through again.
Yeah, great swing there from Mia McGrath. Not afraid to attack that big block from the orange. Franco, who we've talked about quite a bit, looked like actually went off the forehead of Franco. That's how high she is on that block.
She's got 3 kills now. McGrath misses that time, though, and it's a point to the orange.
McGrath just trying to, a nice off-speed shot, fold shot down the line, missed just out on the sideline.
Jobert and Woodford come into the game for Syracuse as Franco leaves. Orange serving up 6-2. That is one of those points that there's no extra points for trajectory. That's Jobert. That's not a crushing kill, but it worked.
Yeah, it might be crushing for the Tigers as that one, everything seems to be going the Orange's way here in the second set.
They've had a couple of those that have sort of run that tape at the top. 7-2, Syracuse starting here in the second. A fast start here in set number 2 after taking set 1 at Clemson on a Friday night. 7-2 in favor of the Orange after taking set 1 25-23. They set up a big swing, and it goes off the mark, off the attempt by Lokhmanchuk. So the Tigers get a point back at 7-2, and now at least that's what it looks like. Could be having our second challenge.
That we are.
Syracuse first challenge was successful. That was an action at the net where Mia McGrath caught the net on the way down that nullified a Clemson point. Right now the call is that Lokhmanchuk was missed on her big swing. And
yeah, looks like might have caught the fingertips.
did it go off the fingertips? I mean, we are going frame by frame here.
Yeah. That is a great shot. You see the ring finger for Slavic go back in that previous shot we were just looking at.
She took 2 looks at it. And it's a successful challenge. Second straight for the Orange, so Coach Bake's got a good percentage on that going. And more importantly, his team, instead of being up by 5, is now up by 6 at 8-2.
Yeah, the entire Syracuse team was cheering after that swing, so they all saw that touch pretty clearly.
Great dig by Renrick. And that one, there's no question, was in for Lokhmanchuk. She's heating up, and it's 9-2.
Yeah, one-on-one. Pretty much any time you can hit at that Tiger Paul, you're going to score in that 5-6 seam. That is a tough ball to defend.
And there's an error off the serve by Woodford. And that's going to draw the Tigers back to within 9-3. McGrath serving after the error. 7 service errors right now by Syracuse, and a quick dunk to get back-to-back points. That's Daly. The ball must look as big as a beach ball in that situation, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, and sometimes you can get a little bit too excited and mishit it. And we didn't see anything go awry there for Asia Daly. Smart decision just to throw that ball back down. So that ball was coming pretty fast at her.
Daly, a 6'2" sophomore from Port Charlotte, Florida. She actually has 3 kills now for the Tigers in 4 swings. And right back comes Lokhmanchuk. That's her 5th kill of this match, and it's 10-4.
Yeah, she had a pretty well-formed block in front of her. She's able to just attack right down the line. Asia Daly potentially set that block up just a step too far in, left a little bit too much for her.
Big swing by Daly. She is really giving this team a lift.
Yeah, she's subbed in the first set. Has done a nice job of holding her own there on the outside.
Ani Clark serving. Her team trailing by 5. And that serve sails long, and it's a point back to Syracuse. Clark had 4 aces, a career high in the 5-set loss at Duke on Sunday. Have a scramble that last couple of sequences. And there's a big hit and another point for Syracuse. That's Jo Bear, 6'2" freshman from Chicago. Ariana now has 2 kills in the match. And that's a service ace coming right back for Syracuse, and now they've stretched it out to a 8-point advantage.
Yeah, in the second set, we've really seen Syracuse do a nice job of keeping Clemson out of system, not able to run that offense very effectively thus far.
Now Alyssa Burt serving. That's Daly, they can't handle that. She now leads the Tigers with 5 kills in 6 swings.
I see a great angle here from Daly. Just drops that thumb. Nice sharp shot there.
Slavic the set for Finney. Colleen uses some finesse, comes right down the line. It gets it to drop in, 13-7.
That's a nice angle from Finney. That's a pretty tough shot to be able to throw it from sideline to sideline.
No doubt that time. Shemanova.
Heavy arm from Shemanova.
She's been a captain for 4 seasons for the Orange. Celebrating with Franco. Syracuse in set 2 right now. They've doubled up Clemson at 14-7. They set up Franco. And a second shot with the left hand. That was a beauty. Just comes in front of that white line of the back.
Franco having a nice match thus far.
This is her 7th kill.
Took a little bit off of that. It's a great location.
Slavic sets up Daly, and the point goes to the Tigers. And once again, it's Daly. And again, she's having a nice night.
She is doing a nice job. Nice little spark off the bench for the Tigers, holding her own.
She's hitting .857. Got a couple of digs as well. Point goes to Syracuse. We're kind of getting to that point where you're going back and forth a little bit with Shemanova and Lokhmanchuk. They're beginning to heat up a little bit. 16-8. Lokhmanchuk will serve. She got that high toss, and that one sailed way long. Might be the one down note so far for Syracuse. They got 8 service errors and 4 aces. Right down in the middle of the floor, and a quick point back for Syracuse. That's Raina Hughes.
It's a great swing there from Hughes. Hughes is a lefty middle, not something you will see very often. Extremely rare to have those. Typically, when anyone's in front of the setter, they're going to be right-handed, and our behind the setter hitters are often left-handed.
Got a whistle. Point's going to go to the Tigers. We have what, net interference?
Yeah, looks like it. Looks like Walt rolled an ankle potentially and went into the net.
Here's Becca Maselli, freshman out of Naples, to serve for Clemson. They're down 17-10. Nice block by the Tigers to get another point. Ani Clark right up front.
Nice job by Ani Clark. Strong blocker there for the Tigers.
More than 200 blocks in her career. And an error coming off the serve for Clemson, and that gives a point right back to Syracuse.
It's tough to really get anything going for the Tigers as they have a 7-point deficit when you get the ball back, not able to go on any sort of run when there's an immediate service error.
Syracuse over 300 hitting now for the match at 315. And there's Ani Clark with a big kill.
Yeah, Ani Clark so good off of one foot. We see a lot of success from her when Slavic finds her on those slides.
Ani Clark's 5th kill tonight. She's gone over 500 in her career. And there's a miss hit. That's another point for the Tigers. Alyssa Burke couldn't handle that serve. Tigers need a run here. They're trailing 18-13. Second set. And just not a good spot right there for McGrath to put it in the net.
Yeah, when you have a deficit like this, you just want to chip away a little bit at a time, but as we start to get towards 20 for Syracuse, now at 19, those service errors are proving more and more costly.
Lokhmanchuk to serve. Daly comes through again. She is having a big night tonight. 7 kills now.
With no emotion. I love it. She's just going in, doing her job. Nothing extra. She's doing what coach is asking her to do.
Sophie Catalano, a freshman from Pittsburgh now there she is, number 20. Ready to serve. Two-time All-State selection back in her home state of Pennsylvania. Ready to go now with the Orange up by 5 in the second set. That was Welp. At first they pointed that went off one of the Tigers. Right now they're saying the point is for Syracuse. Jackie Simpson-Keir trying to figure out if she's going to pull the card up, and she's going to, so she's going to make her first challenge of the match. At first they pointed point Clemson, then turned around and said point Syracuse, and now we're going to review it.
You're going to review to see if there is a touch.
Third challenge of the evening.
Yeah, I don't see a touch. It looked pretty high when it was in live play. I didn't think there was anything there.
I guess they're trying to argue if it went off Daly's right hand. I never try to guess at these things anymore.
That's fair.
There's a third angle. I mean, you're always looking for a flick of the fingers or something like that. Just zooming in here.
Finger wiggle. Yeah, I don't see really any there. I don't know. But as you said, best not to guess anymore on these. But both Clemson players looked at Coach Simpson-Kier and said, no, I didn't touch it. So we'll see if this is going to be enough evidence for them to overturn that call.
I mean, we're going frame by frame here. If she didn't touch it, she certainly felt the breeze go by.
Came by pretty close, that's for sure.
This is our longest review so far, and she's going to come down and the call will stand, so it will be a point for Syracuse, and I don't think Coach Kier is going to be happy with that. She loses the challenge, and it's now 20-14.
I think it's more so there wasn't enough.
Conclusive?
Yeah, conclusive, indisputable evidence.
So after the extended break, 20-14 Syracuse, and they're serving. Daly comes through with a point. Asia Daly has really been impressive.
Able to use the orange block here. We're going to see her use that outside hand. Great swing there from Asia Daly.
Right into the net goes the effort by Jobert. Clemson all of a sudden they've creeped back to 20-16.
Clemson has a lot of fight in them. We talked about how they've played in so many five-setters. They're going to fight for every single point.
That ends that run as Lokhmanchuk comes through. Clemson is 3-5 in five-set matches, but the uncanny thing for me as you look at the replay, they've played 20 matches and 8 have gone 5 sets. That's crazy.
That is crazy, and I would be exhausted if I was a Clemson Tiger, because that is a lot of volleyball they've played.
Riley Hoffman, tough serve, but Clemson can't get it across. Point goes back to Syracuse. Franco was right there just to dunk that one. That was an effective serve by the Orange, and they will serve again. Riley Hoffman putting in play. Another point for Syracuse off the block. And they're getting close to that set point situation.
We're seeing Brooklyn Connor come in off of 1 foot in front of Slavic. Wasn't able to connect there.
Finney with a swing, but it goes just long, and now it's multiple set points for Syracuse. 24-16, it's a 4-0 run by the Orange. Daly has her swing rejected, but it's a point for Clemson. And that is the way set number 2 ends.
Improve.
It was to Clemson. Still, it's another set point. And now that's the end of the set. Just took one more point. Raina Hughes comes through. Syracuse up 2-0 on the Tigers. Syracuse up 2 sets on. Syracuse up 2 sets on Clemson on a Friday night at Jervey Gym. Brett Cunningham, Sarah Gildersleeve back with you here, and a nice start for the Orange. A real tight, competitive opening set. That second set, Syracuse got out to a big lead, and they had a lot of margin for error. Even with Clemson chipping away, they could still have the advantage.
Yeah, they did. Clemson just wasn't really able to put together their offense, and really, I feel like they were just out of system a lot there in that second set. They did a nice job of clawing back there midway through, and then we saw the Orange kind of take over there to end that second set. So I'm interested to see how the Tigers are able to fight here through the third, and if we're able to extend this match on.
The player that we want to take a look at is not someone who we would necessarily thought about at the top of our broadcast. Naomi Franco, awfully good coming in, but she's been terrific tonight.
That she has. Really impressive lefty. We're seeing some really big swings out of her. And then we see her take a little bit off of that one. Not afraid to mix it up, not afraid to attack the block. And she has just provided a lot of offensive firepower for the Orange with a lot of consistency at hitting 500 thus far in the second set.
Yeah, she's got 7 kills to lead the way for Syracuse. Meanwhile, huge off the bench for Clemson has been Asia Daly.
Yeah, Asia Daly subbed in there in the first set and has just quietly been doing her thing. Right now she has 9 kills on 11 attempts, hitting 8-18. Couldn't have asked for a better sub there for Coach Simpson here. I've been really impressed with her and how she's been able to make a huge impact coming off the bench.
Got a couple of digs as well, and she has been a huge bright spot. She is high in kills for both teams. As you take a look at the numbers through a couple of sets, and Syracuse, they were really struggling hitting-wise, right around 150 for much of that first set, but they've really heated up.
Yeah, yes they have. 26 kills for Syracuse, 23 for Clemson. Still only 1 block for Syracuse and 2 for the Tigers, and then 4 aces for Syracuse. They were able to start to pull away because of that. Their impressive serving. They were able to keep the Tigers out of system, and then as you mentioned, hitting 328 on a match. Real improvement from the first set. They were able to kind of find their system, lean on Franco instead of the Shemanova like we really anticipated seeing, although she's hitting 500 as well. So their offense has really picked up, and Clemson hasn't had too much to say about it thus far.
Service errors also about even, 8 for Syracuse, but 7 for the Tigers. So Coach Bake, as they come back out, they want to see if they can get a victory here tonight. There's a couple of Tigers. There's Daly talking to McKenna Slavic. For Clemson, they'll just have to try to claw back into this thing 1 set at a time, as they're down 2 at this point. There's some of the fans that are here. Got a Friday night where you've got a lot of people that are just outside the doors here, and I think a lot of them have walked up from their camping locations for tomorrow afternoon's huge football game between Syracuse and Clemson. That's a noon kickoff, so a lot of folks here already to spend the night in campers. It's a short walk up from that area to Jervey, so hopefully a lot of them have come here. See if they can help lift the Tigers to get back in this match.
I really just want to see the Tigers put a complete set together. They have so much potential, and they can look so good at times.
Big kill to start the second set, and Syracuse coming through again. That's Raina Hughes, who had the kill to close out the second set.
And as a former middle, I don't think I ever faced a lefty middle, so that's tough to block. Just a mental change you have to make there.
That's an ace for Riley Hoffman, who will serve again, and Syracuse once again jumping out to a quick lead. Slavic setting up Clark. Point goes to the Tigers.
Ani Clark again, so effective off of 1 foot behind the setter on that slide. Able to use the Shemanova block there and get the point for the Tigers.
Clark will serve. And it goes long. So now each team with 8 service errors, and it's 3-1 Syracuse.
As you mentioned, Ani Clark's a really impressive server. She had 4 aces in their last match on Sunday. So she's someone that can have a lot of firepower from back there. Speaking of firepower, Shemanova.
Slavic setting up Finney, and Finney gets it across, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, you can see Lokhmanchuk. Look how tall she is. Her hand's already over the net, just standing there. But she hopped with the front row setter that was Slavic, and so Slavic was smart to set Finney behind her.
Slavic with the serve. They set up Franco, but they run into a wall right there in the net. You can see Daly jumping up and down.
Big block here from Asia Daly. Great press with that right hand back into the middle of the court. Seeing a little bit more emotion out of her.
Daly's first block of the night, and it's 3-3. And Mia McGrath gets a ace at the right point, and the Tigers have gone up now 4-3 here in set 3. Franco, when they need a point, she's been able to come through for them. 8 kills for her, and we're tied again.
Big swing there from Franco.
Hughes on the serve. Finney delivers again. Man, she really laid it down that time.
Finney has hit in every zone of that net thus far. Such a diverse offensive player. We're going to see her hit this 3, a really fast tempo 3. She was up and available for her setter. Perfect execution there from the Tigers.
Second on the team in kills coming in. Another big ace for the Tigers. They get a couple back-to-back. So Becca Maselli will go back and serve again. Good look at the freshman. The effort goes long on the swing by Lokhmanchuk, and look at Clemson now. They have charged back to go up 7-4. Tigers have a run going. They've scored the last 3. Franco ends that run, gets a big point. She's got 9 kills now.
Watch this nice high swing over the Clemson block in that 1-6 seam. Another great swing there from Franco as she gets her 9th kill of the night.
Woodford serving for the Orange. Bit of a scrambled point here, and it goes to the Tigers. A point's a point. You'll take it any way you can get it. Neither team could really get their offense going that time.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be pretty all the time as long as you're scoring those points.
Clemson with an 8-5 edge, and will serve again with Taylor. And that was set up beautifully for Clark, and that was not the idea for Syracuse.
Yeah, definitely not the idea for Syracuse to set up the opponent in Ani Clark.
That's well trying to set it up. You can see what she thought.
Not ideal.
And the Orange answers. Lokhmanchuk.
A nice high swing from Lokhmanchuk down the line.
She's got 6 kills on the match now. She'll serve with the Tigers up 3. Tough serve. Big ace, and it's 9-7.
Yeah, Lokhmanchuk actually leads the Orange in aces with 25 coming in to this match. She serves from an impressive angle up at 6-5.
Slavic setting up McGrath, but the Orange are there. Big swing from the middle of the floor, once again by Lokhmanchuk. You can see her making the swing right there, and a point for Hughes. 9-7 Tigers here in set 3. Jackie Simpson-Kears, Tigers leading here in set number 3 against Syracuse. It's 9-8. Lokhmanchuk will serve for the Orange. And a quick point goes to just outside. You could see the effort by Mia Moore, celebrating her birthday today, but she can't keep it in bounds. So we're tied at 9. There's a good look at Mia, freshman out of Frisco, Texas. Happy birthday to her. Clark gets blocked. Looked like in the middle of the floor. Walp was there.
It's a great close block there from Syracuse. See Shemanova up there, and then see Walp to finish it up.
So now Syracuse has scored the last 5 points. Make that the last 6. And they've gone up 11-9. Clemson's just having trouble being consistent.
Yeah, they are. We are seeing glimmers of the Tigers look extremely impressive, and then we're seeing them just kind of waver for a little bit, and in those moments, we're seeing Syracuse start to pull away.
6 straight points for the Orange. And another point for the Orange. Shemanova gets her 6th kill of this match. 12-9 to score. 7 straight points by the Orange. But the Tigers get a point right back. There's Mia Moore. Coach Keir says she's got a real whip in her arm.
Yeah, she really does. Really fast arm there right at the end.
She gets the Tigers back to within 12-10. It stops that big run by the Orange. And it's a block. McKenna Slavic celebrating.
Great press here from the setter. Slavic fired up after that block.
Can't handle Lokhmanchuk that time. That's her 8th kill, and that's her 500th career.
It's a big swing there from Shemanova. She has such a cannon on that arm.
McGrath can't connect. 14-11 Syracuse.
And McGrath trying to fold that ball down the line.
I'm going to go back and correct myself. Shemanova had that earlier, as Sarah pointed out. McGrath with a big swing. She's had a nice night. She had a big first set, a little bit quiet in the second.
McGrath has pretty much every shot in her little tool belt. So we see her take some really hard-driven swings. We see her take a little bit off. Nice fold shots down the line, and she's never afraid to attack the block.
She's got 5 kills on the night.
And neither is Shemanova.
Yep, Shemanova again. Her 8th kill. 15-12. Orange will serve again with Riley Hoffman. Slavic sets up Clark. Another point, and We are seeing Shemanova really come through big. It's been a big night for Franco, but now you've got Shemanova really making a difference for the Orange.
Yeah, I think that block, while exciting for the Tigers, really woke up Shemanova. We're seeing her rip at some balls now.
There's a nice cut and a point for Asia Daly. Gets her into double figures in kills with 10.
First player on both teams to get to double-digit kills.
Clemson hanging in there, trailing 16-13. Connie Clark with the serve. When they go to Raina Hughes, it looks like she delivers just about every time.
Yeah, she certainly does. We're going to see Finney block her like she is a right-handed hitter. And that's just tough. That's pretty much all you've faced when you're blocking in the middle is a right-handed attacker. And so it's a completely different look you're getting there.
Finney gets a beautiful set and delivers right in front of the net, right in the middle, and it's 17-14.
Yeah, great response there from Finney. She can be the emotional leader there for the Tigers, so if she's able to get going, we're going to see the Tigers continue to chip away at this Syracuse lead.
Tigers do a nice job just to keep that point alive. You can see the Franco misses, trying to come down the line. Clemson back to within 2. Franco still having a good night, 9 for 17. Great job by Taylor to keep that alive. But a huge block right in front of the net. I mean, you got Lokhmanchuk at 6'5".
Yeah.
That one just caught the top of the net.
It's so effortless from her, too. As we saw a replay earlier, she can stand there and she's got about 6 inches over the net.
Nothing to do with that time for Mia Moore as her swing goes long, and a timeout will be taken here with Syracuse now sitting at a 19-15 lead here in the third set, and they are getting, from the Tigers standpoint, dangerously close to being able to put this one to bed on a Friday night. Syracuse, of course, playing here tonight, and then as this really much the norm in the ACC scheduling, they'll go down to Georgia Tech on Sunday, and then they start a 4-game homestand next weekend. They've got the Florida schools coming in, FSU and Miami, and then as their first weekend in November, they'll be taking on, that'll be a tough one right there, number 8 Pitt coming to Syracuse, followed by the Virginia Cavaliers. As for Clemson, Sunday they'll be here against Boston College, a game you'll see here on ACC Network Extra. And then the Tigers go on the road for a while. They'll go to North Carolina to take on State and the Tar Heels next weekend. And then Clemson makes their Florida run, taking on the Seminoles on the 4th, and then Miami 2 days after that. So what have you thought about Syracuse? We came in, we knew where they were picked, dead last coming into the season. Just so many unknowns with them. But right now, they're in a good position to perhaps get to 6-3 in the league.
Yeah, I mean, going from being picked dead last to 6-3, you really can't ask for much more than that from Syracuse and Coach Bake. I know he has to be happy, but they have some veteran leaders on that team. So while they might have only had 6 on the roster in June, they were able to piece together a nice team, and they seem to have a great chemistry going. Do the orange as we see them dance around the court there for a little bit, play really loose, seem to have a lot of fun together. And when you're picked last, you might as well have some fun and surprise everybody. And that's what they've done thus far this season.
So coming out of the timeout, Syracuse will serve. Raina Hughes will put it into play. Orange up 19-15. They won the first 2 sets. There's a block, though. You can see once again Asia Daly trying to make something happen, but the point goes to the orange.
Yeah, it's kind of a trap set there for Asia Daly against a 6'5" blocker.
Nice job by Finney to reject that one. Cameron Hanna goes for the finesse. Hanna won't be denied that time. Point for the Tigers. That stopped a 3-0 run for Syracuse. Hanna's third kill.
We see Cameron Hanna come back in. She is a huge offensive threat for the Tigers, so nice to see her back in the game. Great swing through the block.
Misselli will serve. No doubt that time, and once again it's Lokhmanchuk. That is her 8th kill of the night. Now she's got 500 in her career. (21-16) orange. McGrath gets blocked at the net. You can see right up front there was Jobert, but I think that's going to be Walp.
Yeah, we're going to see a great close here from Walp.
Yep.
Great press with that inside hand.
5 blocks now for Syracuse, and it's 22-16. Hanna hits that one. Looked like it went off the shoulder of Alyssa Burt.
Yeah, I think it did. Nice swing there from Cameron Hanna down the line. We're going to see it here again.
Watch number 3 in orange. Off
Yep.
that left shoulder. Devin Taylor's serve. Got a whistle, point for the Tigers.
Gonna call a double contact there on Shemanova. She didn't like it too much.
Tigers hanging around at 22-18. Can't catch up with it that time. Lokhmanchuk with another kill. She's got 9, and it's 23-18 Syracuse.
That
And
ball
she will
kinda
serve.
waffled a little bit as we saw there on the replay.
McGrath, but her shot goes just long. That's the ruling. And at 24-18, it is multiple match points coming up for the Orange.
Looks like we're going to get a challenge from Clemson. Let's see if there's a touch potentially on the block on that one. In that replay, I didn't see it, but we'll see what our down official says.
It's our 4th replay of the night. Coach Bake challenging 2 calls earlier. They both wound up going Syracuse's way. Trying to see if it may have caught the wrist of Lokhmanchuk. Again, we're going frame by frame here.
I don't think so. See if there's any potential change in the rotation of the ball. Doesn't look like it.
Clemson challenged a call earlier, and it did not go their way. It looked like it was a lack of conclusive evidence. There's another look, kind of zoomed in.
Should have challenged that ball in or out, because I think it actually caught that back line.
Yeah. Here comes our ruling. And a point will go to Clemson.
And reversing the call, but based off the ball being in.
So a good challenge by Coach Keir. Still has some life at 23-19 now. So Clemson will serve. And Renwick will put it in play for the Tigers. That's a big kill right there. You can see Shemanova really meant it, and now you're going to have several match points for the Orange.
I mean, I don't know what you do on this if you're Maselli. It's terrifying. Someone that hard hitting at you.
Alyssa Burt serving on match point. And an ace to close things out, and it winds up being a sweep for Syracuse as they take set number 3, 25-19, 25-23, 25-17, and 25-19. It's a sweep for Syracuse. So it's another big victory and a great start for this Orange team.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by Syracuse. As we highlighted, didn't really know what the program looked like. Voted last in the ACC, but they are certainly proving people wrong night in and night out. Now 6-3 in the ACC. They've got a tough one on Friday or on Sunday, but they're able to take care of it here tonight on this Friday evening.
So for Sarah Gildersleeve, I'm Fred Cunningham saying so long from Clemson, where Syracuse defeats the Tigers in 3 sets. All games airing on the ESPN networks or streaming live on the ESPN app. Or to watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com.